Would you still matter without your job title? When I left my career, something strange happened. A lot of people I used to talk to regularly just stopped reaching out. Nothing dramatic. People just faded out. I remember sitting with my phone one evening, scrolling through messages, and I caught myself thinking something I wasn't ready to admit. Oh, I just became less interesting to people. Without the title, I'm basically nobody now. And that thought didn't just sting. It scared me. Because it raised a question I had been avoiding for years. And the answer changed everything. But to explain that, I need to go back to where it all started. For most of my career, I worked as an energy trader. Analytical, fast decisions, complicated markets. And I loved a lot of it. The thinking, the problem solving, the feeling of being sharp. Over time, you build a reputation. People know your name. When you speak in a meeting, people lean in. You don't think about it. You just assume this is what life looks like. But here's the thing nobody warns you about. After enough years of that, something very subtle starts to happen. Your credibility and your job title start to merge. And eventually, you stop noticing where one ends and the other begins. But somewhere in all of that, every once in a while, usually late at night or on a quiet weekend, this thought would cross my mind. What would it look like if I just left? Not because anything was wrong. On paper, everything was great. But the thought kept coming back. What if I did something different? Something that actually mattered to me. Something that felt like mine. But I didn't realize something at the time. Living a career shows you something about yourself that you simply cannot see while you are still inside it. And it's not what you expect. Most people assume the fear of leaving is about money. It wasn't. The real fear was something I found a little embarrassing to admit. What if I leave and find out the respect was never really mine? What if it was the title, the firm, the name behind me? Most people never say that out loud, but they feel it. When you are inside a respected role, people listen to you, partly because you are good at what you do, partly because of the position you hold. But after a while, you stop asking how much of that is you and how much is the business card. I stopped asking too, until the day I found out. Eventually, I did leave. I stepped away from trading completely. I became a ski instructor. If you've ever gone from a demanding career in finance to standing on a mountain teaching beginners to ski, it's a pretty dramatic shift. My coworkers were ski instructors half my age. Most of my clients had no idea I used to work in finance. But the thing I remember most is how quiet it got. In my old life, there was always noise, emails, phones, meetings. Then suddenly, nothing. And that's when the phone thing happened. People I used to talk to pretty regularly just faded out. Yeah, it hurt a little. But it was also the most clarifying thing that's ever happened to me. For the first time, I could see where the job ended and where I began. A lot of credibility I've been walking around with was tied to the job I had, not just the person doing it. But what came next surprised me. People I taught skiing, a lot of them came back the next season. Some even brought friends. They liked the way I explained things. They trusted how I thought through problems. And slowly, I realized something. The thing I was actually good at, they came with me. The ability to explain complex ideas simply, the ability to stay calm when things get chaotic, the ability to think through a problem without panicking. Those weren't tied to a trading floor. They were just mine. And once I saw that, something changed. I started having a different kind of confidence. Not from a job title, from knowing that if I walk into a room where nobody knows me, I can earn my way back. That's a different feeling, harder to explain, but a lot more grounded. If I could go back, there's one thing I would have done differently. I would have tested this while I was still working. Because there is a simple way to find out. Just put your ideas out into the world without the title attached. Write something, teach something, build something, and see what happens. Do people respond? Do they find value in the way you think? Because if they do, that's a signal. It means your value isn't the title. The title was just amplifying something that was already there. And if nothing happens, that's useful too. It means the name behind you was carrying more weight than you realized. And that's something worth knowing. So here's what I want you to take away from this. If the title disappeared tomorrow, what do you think would still be there? Not what you hope, what you actually know. That answer matters. If this kind of a thing resonates with you, I'm going to keep making videos like this for people who've done well, but are starting to wonder what comes next. Subscribe if you want to see more of this. Thanks for watching.